Hey, this is Dan,
Bob,
Eric,
and Dr. Agro
from GigaBoots.com, and welcome to our 51st podcast, the end of the year special.
But Dan, I thought that it was episode 41 now.
No, remember you said it was 40, and I was like, no, that's not right.
I remember. Wait.
That's how that went.
It's on the internet, so people can look that up.
So they totally will.
Yeah, totally.
I'm gonna link this. Don't go there, but I'm gonna link this. It totally supports my argument.
So, don't read it.
Number
or
of
listen.
supporting links. That's how you guys win internet arguments, right?
Yes.
Nice.
Fucking, that's how it works on, even videographer fucking forums.
You just put it up there, the link reroutes you to Zombocom.
It's like, no, this guy said this color chart's better. It's like, wait, that guy's employed by the company who makes those.
Does
So
Zombocom
he's
still
sure to
exist?
know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Last
still
I
out
checked,
there.
Zombocom still exists.
So I checked like 2 years ago, and it was there, but it's been a while.
So we're going to do our Game of the Year. This is our Game of the Year episode. Real quick, before we get to it, does anyone... hey, Bob, what you been playing for the last week? I'm going to get it out of your way. Smash.
Yeah. I've been
What
playing-
other than Smash
Well, other than that,
have you been playing for the last week?
I've actually played a lot of Samurai Warriors 4. Is it 4? Is it
You
4?
picked it up. Yeah, it's 4.
Okay.
I mean,
Tengoku
you can-
Buster 4 and Samurai Warriors 4.
It is 4.
Same year.
It is
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, it's kind of weird how in step they are, considering how
Yeah.
much older Samurai Warriors is.
Right, but they took that huge break. Honestly, they're not that big a difference. They both started on the PS2.
Yeah, I don't know. It felt like Sengoku Basara was a one-off and it had a huge break.
It did.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it didn't in Japan that much, because they got out
No.
another 2 entries on the PS2.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
There
weird.
was Extreme Legends, basically. It wasn't...
Okay, that-
Yeah, so there's 2 and then 2 Extreme Legends, or whatever they call them.
that sounds about right. But you've been playing Samurai Warriors 4. How's that treating you?
It's pretty good, I gotta say. They changed it up a good bit. It is... I threw it on the ground just now.
It's all right for garbage. Fucking toss this shit on the floor.
But yeah, it's really weird to see them put in characters that were literally just put in the last Son Goku Basara game. There's enough of delay between the two of them. There's yeah, you're just doing it because they did it now. They aren't even historically relevant for the storylines you're going for. You're just like, oh, they added her. We got to too.
Yeah, I've been hearing a bit about that. Actually, what was it? Wakana's been talking, or was talking a few months ago about some of the features in Samurai Warriors 4. As I understand it, you can take a picture off of your system and put it on the banner or something. What was the deal with that?
Oh yeah, you can actually take a picture, put it on the banner, or is your banner, which actually sticks on the back of your back. Is
Cool.
your custom character.
So one might say your back,
Yes.
the front of your back. So when they skin you,
Your back front.
Guys, what we really need to
front
focus on
front.
here is dicks.
oh okay,
Dick banners.
we need dick banners.
Flapping in the breeze.
And I'm pretty sure there's another, or you can also set it as the, a giant, usually Japanese text pops up when you do your Musou attack, and you can replace it with a picture of your own.
Oh, that's cool.
So with a dick. A giant spectral dick. It's like that one banned episode of Beyblade.
Yes.
Okay,
You know the
what?
one.
That's
What?
not a thing. Don't look at me like that.
Okay, thank you. I was real worried.
So have you been playing anything else?
Not really.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
just Samurai
just
Warriors
that,
4
and then
Smash.
playing more of those games I've been playing for weeks. I feel like I've popped in Sengoku or Suikoden 2 again.
Okay.
Got a little
not-
bit farther than that.
Okay.
Not enough to really talk about it much.
Gotcha. Hey, Aggro.
Yo,
It's been a while since you've been on the podcast.
it has been.
That's completely my doing. Mm-hmm. Not intentional, actually. Timing is hard.
Yo.
Hey,
Yo.
what you been playing for the last week plus?
Recently, I've been playing, glance longingly over at Dragon Age Box, and then go back to writing gay fanfiction.
How's that going?
It's soul crushing.
So
I'd really like to play Dragon Age.
I don't want you to give too much away, but the first fan fiction that went out featured Reiner, I believe it is. Steiner from Final Fantasy IX.
Uh-huh.
Who might we expect from the new fan fiction that none of the people listening to this, except for one lucky person, gets to read?
That's going to be Impa and a to-be-announced amount of Hyrule Castle Palace cards.
Wow.
So that seems like that's going all right for you.
Wait.
I've rewritten sections of it twice because it just gets dark.
Which version of Impa?
Ocarina.
Okay, because there's a lot of them.
Yeah. No, we're not talking like
Fat old lady.
yeah. What was it? Wand of Seasons or whatever.
Yeah,
And you know, I gotta say,
Oracle of
that
Season
guy's
4.
getting off lucky because my original draft of this was just all Twin Rova all the time.
You know, okay.
Yeah.
I just yeah.
Okay.
That seems about right for weird porn of Zelda on the internet. So once again, kind of like the Samus thing. In one episode, I was like, all porn of Samus is weird to me, just because it's Samus.
Yeah.
All porn of Twin Rova is weird because it's Twin Rova.
I've seen Twin Rova.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And it was super confusing because it was Majora's Mask Twin Rova. so there were forest monkeys involved. Like
Eric,
I
what have
said,
you been playing?
the stuff keeps getting dark.
Yeah, maybe we just move right along.
No, guys, come back to my place and you can read drafts.
Drafts? Kill me now. So Eric,
So actual video games?
Yeah. No.
Wow.
Really.
he's been
Oh.
busy.
It sucked.
He pours his
Yeah.
heart and soul into this, and
And I don't
Man.
get them back.
And Terror comes out.
terror comes up. Terror,
There's a
and
1-to-1
mild arousal.
Put in childhood wonderment, get out.
So
only.
how's Dragon Age been?
It's finished. I beat it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it feels real good and not gay porn.
Speaking of which,
I don't think you're playing it right.
how did the person react to the first one? For what I saw, it was pretty positive.
Yeah,
Like, they
it
were
was-
surprised.
Well, it's sort of like when your grandmother gets you a sweater it's not like ironically ugly, it's just a bad sweater, and you're
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, thanks.
How exciting! Patreon working as intended.
It's like, that's not how I expected it to go. I'm like, all right, good, mission accomplished. The next.
Because if it went how you expected it to go, you could have fucking Googled that shit. So Dragon Age.
So Dragon Age is good. It's yeah.
Good to know.
Although after beating it, like leading up to the climax, whatever, end of game, whatever. Afterwards, shut up, shut your goddamn mouth.
How many strokes did it take?
Like 8.
Damn.
Anyway,
For some reason, flex grip smooth pour. There, I said it. In any case, moving on.
but after beating it, it feels like you can keep playing afterwards and still go to area. Shut the fuck up!
I can't. Be
I
in
was
this
gonna let that one go.
conversation. I'm walking away. Keep talking.
After finishing this video game,
Okay.
after working it to completion, to the climax, it feels like you can go back to other areas that you didn't quite beat, and you can actually go do all the quests, and that's cool.
Great.
But it feels weirdly empty because you can't have all your conversations with your characters before now where I'm getting to know you or what do you think about the current situation.
Right.
Once you solve the world's ills, you're like, oh, and then you talk to them again, like, I want to have a chat. They're just like, what's up? Nothing. No
Yeah.
more dialogue wheel. I'm like, but I want to talk. Say something, Freddie Prinze Jr.
Look, man, they're done with that.
This is an amazing example of mechanics as metaphor. I mean, they found you in a crater, and you were only special because you had some shit in your hand.
Yes.
And now the shit in your hand part of your life is over, and everyone's just standing around awkwardly waiting for the party to end.
Yeah. I mean, there's a really good thing at the end, like after you beat it, you, I think, God damn it. After you finish the game, you
The most dangerous game.
you talk with Varric, and he's like, come on, let's go. What? And you all play a sweet card game with all your party members.
Nice.
It's great. And you all just shoot the shit for like an entire cutscene. Like, this feels better than the ending of the game, just having this fucking card game.
Now, Eric, as a part of intro world canon here for Dragon Age, you got the mark in your hand, right? And it closes fade rifts.
Yeah.
Would you masturbate with that hand? Would you trust it?
Would you insert your dick into the rift?
I don't think you've got like Vampire Hunter D hand. Which brings up a secondary question.
So, Dan, what have you been playing?
Your hand isn't a direct portal, it just opens them, so you could just go whomp right a tiny portal next to your dick or genitals, whatever you have down there. I don't know what
What
Kunari
if it
has.
goes to outer space? Then your dick
Nope,
explodes.
it is a connection to the Fade, which is a dream world. So you're connecting it
so
to you
your
naked in high
fucking
school.
dreams.
Yes.
And while I've never had a dick in Dragon Age, I have had a lot of sex in the Fade.
Okay. Have you been playing anything else, Eric?
No. Wait. I feel like I downloaded something and started playing it.
I hear. Wait, no. Tokiden PS4? Question mark?
No. Well,
No.
that is happening.
Okay. No.
But no, that's not yet.
Sorry, there was a conversation I caught half of earlier. In any case, what?
I was thinking, I don't think I've been on a podcast since I played Assassin's Creed.
Oh yeah, you haven't.
No, you haven't. Holy shit.
Shut up.
I was gonna play Assassin's Creed Black Flag because it's $20 right now, which is real good, but PSN's down, so I can't download it.
But we just found out PSN's up.
So I need to go back home and get it downloaded.
There you go.
But yeah, beyond that, no, I can't think of anything that I've been playing.
So, Aggro,
Yeah.
how did Assassin's Creed treat you?
I honestly didn't have
Yeah, you haven't really talked
any
about Assassin's
glitches
Creed, have you?
when I played it. It's just the story's dumb and the characters aren't there. But I got to solve a murder mystery, and that was fucking sweet.
Great. Also, I seem to remember you had a giant mace and fighting for
I had a
liberty and
warhammer.
fraternity.
That warhammer was... It's a non-lethal weapon.
What?
Sure.
What
No,
that means
if
is,
you say so.
no matter how many times I from the shoulder full arc swing a guy wearing no helmet in the temple with a goddamn warhammer, he will survive.
That doesn't.
That's its own
that's
kind of
supposed
magic.
to kill people when they're wearing the helmet.
Right? It was for that reason that I decided to play with no other weapon but the warhammer. Also, I was kind of drunk and talking over all of the cutscenes in Batman voice.
That
Were you
sounds
playing
like
Watch
a way
Dogs,
better
or-
game.
That's how you play it. Like, I'm the justice this city deserves. Just like perched on rooftops. I see you pickpocketing that lady. And she's like, oh no, that guy stole shit from me. And you run that fucker down and you tackle him because stealing is wrong. But you don't make him return the shit and let him walk away because that chick needed to learn to be more careful with her possessions.
Everyone's learning lessons today.
Is that how you justified that in your mind?
This is Arno's justice. This is his city now.
Liberty, equality, fraternity.
Fucking, you can own a cafe in that game, right?
Sure.
And like you pay the money to improve the cafe, and there's a little stage in the cafe because it's the theater cafe. And I just poured a bunch of money into it, and I got all the upgrades I could real quick. And I go back, and there's people. They're not like doing puppet shows or reenacting state-approved plays. No, these motherfuckers are having political discussions in my cafe.
Yeah, I noticed.
It's
that.
like 1779. No!
right.
Motherfuckers on stage like, the new calendar's kind of gay. I mean, like, I get why we have a new one, but it's just not practical. It has no... I'm like, you fuckers are going to get me killed.
Huh.
Yeah.
That seems fun.
Yep.
So, you haven't been playing anything else, as far as you remember.
No, I think I tried going back to Tomb Raider, but it didn't feel the same after, like, because I said last time I can go back to other areas with different, like, weather effects, but
Yeah.
it doesn't actually affect the levels themselves, just the overworld. So it's kind of pointless. And I already have a minigun and a rocket launcher, and what else do I need, really?
Right.
So I'm just going to wait and play that with other people at some
Okay.
point, because, yeah.
Because, yeah, that seems like that's the way that game was intended to be enjoyed.
Yeah.
Which Tomb Raider are we talking about?
The new one, Temple of Osiris.
Okay.
That downloadable 4-player
I forgot that was out
top-down
already.
shooter thingy.
Because I'm thinking, like, I don't think they give you a minigun in the Tomb Raider I'm thinking of in the reboot.
Well.
Like, I'll have to survive on this island, throws ammo belt over her shoulder.
Oh, I killed a human being!
I think you pasted a human being.
I mean-
when you change the physical state his body's in.
When you turned him into a fine plasma.
To be fucking fair,
Uh-huh.
Tomb Raider, the reboot, has that much cognitive dissonance with the main character.
It does.
Where it's just like, I killed a deer! Ah, human! Rips open sternum, eats innards.
Look, man, that's kind of how we do. I don't know if you've looked at human history.
No, I haven't. I assume it's all good news.
Yes. First corollary, never go outside. Second
Okay.
corollary, Bob, unplug your Ethernet cable. We have to preserve this.
We'll take pictures, upload it to Tumblr so people could shit on it.
Then we'll make him take his shirt off and take pictures of that and upload it to 4chan so they can shit on it and then masturbate.
So what you been playing, Dan?
I've been playing Smash.
How's that?
Really good.
'Kay.
Really, really good. Probably the funnest game in a while.
It's super fun. It's like when Tekken 5 and 6 came out, you're like, oh, I love Tekken. And then you play it, you're like, oh, this feels really good. What is that?
Yeah. Yes, it is like getting laid. Yeah. It
Whoa, what is this?
Oh,
Jesus Christ!
why
it
is
just-
my dick crying?
Why is my dick?
Are you sad? No, I'm just so happy.
What the fuck is the name of this? What is it? The voice actor for fucking Shinji and goddamn Ava.
Spike Spencer.
Spencer, there we go. Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Why is my dick crying? He said that over the masturbation scene in End of Ava.
He did.
I mean, like, that guy's a huge tool, but he is responsible for the does the bus come through here scene. So.
Yes. So it's okay. It balances out. I watched a bit on Netflix, Video Games the Movie, which is a documentary funded by Zach Braff, from Scrubs. And the main dude from Scrubs.
Right.
In any case, and I was watching for a bit, and it was okay, and it was a bit jumpy and all over the place and not super well told, but it was okay. And then they were like, and 128-bit games, and showed the PS2, and I'm like, okay, if you're not gonna try to understand the bits thing, stop talking in a way where you pretend you understand, and also exhibit it in a way of like, you guys are wrong about bits. This is what bits mean. It's like watching an 8-year-old being like, nah, the Jaguar is not 64-bit. The N64 is. Like in that very old school shit-eating, like, child nerd sort of way. So I'm serious. I stopped watching very shortly after that. When I was like, well, there goes all credibility. Also, it was like, nobody really knows what the first video game was. And then it goes like through 3 stories, and I'm like, I'm noticing those have dates. If I
like
can
the
figure this
oscilloscope
out
and the brown box
for you, right? Exactly. But yeah, so it's jumping around, and I really don't like how little time it's spending explaining things. Like the video game Crash, it didn't do a great job of figuring out or explaining, and then it jumps all the way to Nintendo. And they had some assholes who were just like, I feel like the real father of video games is Shigeru Miyamoto. And I'm like, that's a fucking disgusting thing to say.
Yeah.
Fuck you. I don't know, like, it's kind of weird, because around the same time I was listening to the podcast from the Giant Bomb, they did this huge Q&A podcast before their Game of the Year stuff kicked in, and Jeff Gerstmann, in a very short, as a response to this random email about, do you think there could be another video game Crash, very clearly exhibited a better knowledge of the history of video games than this documentary did. Of the whole, like, no, video games didn't go away. They just went to computers because people were still buying computers. They were still there. So it transitioned to that to have deeper gameplay that you came to expect from consoles eventually. And it's like, thank you. Meanwhile, this documentary is all juggalo as fuck. But the black dude from Scrubs was in it.
Donald Faison.
Okay.
Thank you for remembering his name. I was
Now-
like, Donald... That's not a name.
That's a sound.
Steven Phaser.
Yes.
Yeah!
You write that story.
Take that emotion, Dan.
Yeah.
Take
Okay.
all of those emotions.
Yeah.
That's what growing up watching the History Channel was like.
Yeah, I bet. Holy shit. Yeah. Yeah, no. I understand now.
We are brothers.
And then when I watch the History Channel just go to absolute alien bullshit, I'm like, oh god, this is what reading gaming articles is like for Dan.
Yeah. Yes. What was it? I was watching another documentary on sort of famous directors of movies, and they were talking to the person who did screenwriting for The Patriot. He's like, Hollywood, they want everything in black and white. In fact, when you go to write a script, it generally becomes, we want you to go in this direction, but go around that. So, you know, at the beginning of The Patriot, it's based on this specific soldier, and he had slaves, and by the end of it, it is a completely different person because they found out some very unseemly things, very nasty things about this guy that people might have an issue with to going to watch a movie, and then the black people are volunteers on his farm.
Yeah, that was great.
And he's like, so what happens after 47 drafts is you have a beautifully crafted, very gorgeous on-screen line pile of shit. And this is from the guy who wrote it. It was a great. And I was like, Kyle.
Yeah, actually, I watched The Patriot earlier this year again, finally. And I'm like, oh, God. Oh, this is what growing up feels like, isn't it?
Yep. Yes. It's great. But in any case, that aside, yeah, a lot of Smash. A lot of Smash. Eric's brother was in town. We played online Smash with him. It was great. There's 0% chance he's listening to this.
Yeah.
But in case you are somehow, fuck you. Because it was free for all, right? But there are two people on this side of the internet connection and two people on that side of the internet connection. And at some point, they stopped hitting each other entirely. And his brother is being the cheapest asshole he can because, quote, I was being a cheap asshole.
No, quote, Dan was being a cock, so I decided I would be too. Text from my brother.
So in his own words, he's a double cock.
All right. Cock-a-doodle-doo.
Yes. So, Smash is good. But, yeah, that's what I've been up to. That and a bunch of research on video shit. Not really going to go into that.
That's not games.
And it's not games. But neither was the
I watched some
documentary
anime.
or The Patriot or...
Fuck you, Bob. You didn't watch some anime.
I had Christmas.
Lying.
There was Christmas.
Who?
Yeah.
What?
I watched anime on Christmas.
Oh, shit.
So did I.
Fuck!
Oh my.
You two run your anime club elsewhere. I'll fucking make GigaBoots for a goddamn anime club. I've spent years running from that, terrified.
Really? Then what the fuck is GigaBoots?
What are you talking about? I haven't seen such a titled video on our fucking channel in over a month. It must not be real.
Oh, I see. Things
So
that
wait.
are older than a month are not real.
Right.
That's a very
I
strange
start
outlook.
fading.
Don't you watch the news?
Don't you watch the news,
Oh
you
my God.
fucking idiot. God, how uncultured. But yeah, in any case, I guess that's what we've been playing for the last week, and then some. Spectral dicks. It's still getting... God. Okay, in any case, after we take a break, we're going to do our Game of the Year discussions. Hey, and welcome to our first ever Game of the Year discussion as part of the podcast. So we figured what we would do is really quickly suss out what the Game of the Year is for GigaBoots. And then from there, we're going to go to say what our top three are. So first, let's just throw out some games and we'll discuss them as Game of the Year material. Dragon Age Inquisition. I feel like you probably like that a lot.
Yes. I would throw that as my top game of the year. So of that it was released this year.
Well, that
Because
would
I
be
played
Game
a
of the
lot.
Year.
I thought of like all the games that I had played, and the majority
I
of them
played
are
Mega Man 3. Do we want to really go down that road? Because
No. So
Is
it's like
Mega
Devil May Cry 3 the Game of the Year again?
I'm saying it was difficult.
in your world,
It was
yes.
difficult for me to separate in my brain what was released this year and just what I just played this year. So, but
Yeah.
Dragon Age for this year, released this year, game, next gen game, bam, that works. That's it for me.
Okay, so you think that's...
But just for
pretty
next
good.
gen, not just.
For current gen, my mistake.
I was more of like, does the portables count in there? Or do you not even?
I don't know, for a full experience of like satisfying gameplay, well made, minus some bugs, but what doesn't, I guess, these days, especially Borrowware. But
Especially Borrower.
I was like BioWare ever.
but yeah, no, that's it. It was the first game that felt like I couldn't really. I had nothing against it. Really, I can't think of a
Strong words, my friend.
I can't.
Strong
I
words.
can't think of any like negative points against it off the top of my head, other than some of the quests are too. Some of the zones are too big.
Okay. So the next game, because I'm trying to get through these in
Okay.
a vaguely speedy manner.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Because you get to go in depth on your own top 3 later.
See, I wasn't
Yeah, you're not paying attention. So in any case,
What? No, that's not me.
that's never happened.
Nah, dog, that
No.
ain't me.
There aren't 700 videos documenting this at all.
Nope.
So anyway,
Last of Us Remastered came out this year. Just putting that out there. We can discuss that in a moment. Smash Bros. On Wii U. Putting that out there. Smash Bros. On 3DS.
all right.
Putting that out there. Bayonetta 2.
Uh-huh.
Yep. And are there any other omissions that you guys are
I
feeling?
think Bravely Default should be in there.
Okay, fair enough. Fair
Transistor came out this year.
enough. Okay. Only one person in here has actually
I know.
played that.
I played
and
a little
it
bit.
wasn't you,
I know.
motherfucker.
I'm an awful person. I love Bastion
You
too much.
un-American piece
I'm a-
of shit.
I'm afraid to
We're
love
getting
again.
Bastion, aren't we, on the PS4?
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
And Vita.
And Vita. Oh,
I'm
God.
afraid to love again. Is basically my excuse.
I may be too chafed to love again.
So, are there any other games that Freedom Planet came out this year?
Sports Friends came out this year.
It did. I'm not hearing any clamoring for either of those, so I guess we should just group those two together and let them sink to the bottom of the ocean.
Second Son came out this year.
It did.
Infamous Second Son did, and yeah, let's go ahead and throw that up there too. Okay.
That new Blaze Blue and Guilty Gear came out this year.
The new Guilty Gear I will totally let near this list. Another version of Blaze Blue could go fuck itself. And I am a huge Blaze Blue
You know, it also
fan
came
for
out this year. Senran Kagura Shinobi Versus.
In Destiny.
And Destiny came out this year, guys.
Which I would argue,
I mean, if we're
Saturn
talking
Conquer's
about-
better than Destiny.
If we're talking
but-
about the GigaBoots game of the year, I'm not going to foist Destiny on anybody else.
I don't know. half of the
Destiny
people-
is a personal choice.
Only one person vehemently is against that game being on Game of the Year list. Bob may be malleable, and you two enjoyed it a good bit, I feel.
Yeah.
So maybe you guys can work that out. As Bob nervously
I
looks
got
around
water
the room.
out of that stone.
I'm still thinking, like, if we're talking about a game of the year for GigaBoots, can we beat Smash? Can we?
Sure, watch. Infamous Second Son is GigaBoots Game of the Year. That was easy.
Moving on.
That's called pulling executive privilege, you cockbag.
I
It's
did
not
it to
funny
you.
when DMs
I
do it.
did it to you on PSI Next, and I will do it again here and now. That was a good moment. I loved editing your posts. That didn't piss you off immensely in the least.
I'm just used to also being able to do that.
So guess what else came out this year along with Bayonetta 2? Had
What?
Bayonetta
Bayonetta
1
1.
on the Wii U.
It is kind of the best version of that game. 'cause they
money
won't
for
port it.
value, Bayonetta
PC.
1 and 2 wins. Because holy shit, that's two great games in one.
I didn't pay a cent for Smash Bros.
Stealing really doesn't.
Well, I traded in a game for one of them,
Yeah.
and then Bob bought the other. So that is $0 spent on Smash. That is the ultimate value.
Oh man, Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire came out this year, guys.
I'm the only one who owns it. Do you own it?
No, I've been hearing Jay from HailZeon.com talk about it a lot.
Yeah. And Jay from ALCino.com did buy it, and I found out through watching him talk to James about it. I own it. It added in good parts of 5th gen, but it's not as good as 5th gen by the sheer vector, by the sheer virtue of its 3rd gen.
Yeah.
Like 5th gen was amazingly good, like story and environment, and 150 new Pokemon. This is, I've already played through Emerald.
So that's, I told them I'm waiting for the next one. It's either going to be a huge mess or super
The
awesome.
great thing is Game Freak's kind of teasing that they may be talking about their next game.
Yeah.
At the end of this year. But I don't think people realize how many fucking Pokemon games come out. Because,
Right.
it's all the Rumble
yeah,
games.
they could be the
and these-
Rumble or Mystery Dungeon or Ranger.
Or that Tekken game.
Oh yeah,
Pokken.
Oh
Pokken.
God.
It's real, right? You didn't dream it up.
It doesn't have to be real.
Every now and again, I tell myself that was a fever dream, Dan, because that is something I would dream up while being ill.
Right?
Every now and then, I forget that one of the April Fool's jokes I read was in fact an April Fool's joke. Last time this happened, I kept waiting for the Bard class to be added to World of Warcraft.
Yeah. This is that tier. This is Deckard Cain GPS tier.
God, that would have been better than Diablo 3.
Deckard Cain GPS?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Fucking Tauren Marines was going to be awesome in a new StarCraft game.
Oh yeah, the other thing that came out this year was Diablo 3 Ultimate Evil Edition.
Yeah. Oh, Reaper of Souls came out this year, didn't
Yes.
Yeah.
That was real good. But I guess.
I mean, Ultimate Evil is that.
Yeah.
PS4, yeah.
But it is basically Reaper of Souls came out for many things.
When did
I don't
Final
think-
Fantasy
I think-
14 come out for the PS4?
That was this year as well.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, yeah.
So you could count that.
I hear there's new classes for that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, a
I've
couple
heard about
new,
that.
yeah.
Resogun was broken like Batman over Bane's knee this year. So if I want to count,
Spoilers.
What?
they broke it mechanically so thoroughly that
Yeah.
the entire fan base sort of fell out.
Jesus.
Yeah. Now here's the thing: they did it in
What do they
the
do? Nerf shamans?
well, they tried it. Yeah, like one of those moments of like they tried to balance it, but then the measures they took were so far it broke the spirit of the game.
Sorry, Paladins.
Yeah. It's fucked. Like pre that patch, that game is beautiful arcade classic
Yeah,
tier.
that's all I ever
amazing.
played.
Post that patch, it does weird things that make it less engaging. But in any case, actual games, yeah. So we got The Last of Us, Bayonetta 2, Devil May Cry 3 if you ask Bob, Infamous Second Son, fucking Smash, Dargon Age, and Destiny maybe, and there was one more. And
Sonic the Hedgehog 06.
no, that
Sonic
was
Boom.
Sonic Boom.
Sonic Boom. Oh.
And I think you're thinking
Huh.
of Freedom Planet when you say Sonic the Hedgehog 06.
We just played it so much. Like it's just there.
I love sushi.
You like sushi too?
Oh my god.
I said I did establish GigaBoots in order to turn it into an anime club.
There it goes again.
God damn it! I can't escape anime club. Why can't I escape an aggro?
Everything I touch turns to Anime Club.
I brought all these chopsticks.
King Midas Sama. They made him a ring, and on the ring it read, "This too shall test."
Oh, Shadow of Mordor came out this year.
Oh, it
That's,
did.
that's my
Anybody
favorite
play-
PS4
oh my God.
game.
Have you
This
tried
year?
it?
No, I haven't played it.
Oh my god, you'll love it.
Because they were like, Lord of the Rings lore. I'm like, can I get video of the game? No! And I was...
Yeah.
Weird, because the game is the opposite of that. It's like, oh, there's a little bit of Lord of the Rings in here. Go kill orcs.
No
like I saw
joke.
like there's some sort of plan. I'm like, okay. Then I saw a guy climb something 2 weeks later. I'm like, the fuck is this
The
game?
fucking amazing thing about this game, it was fucking surreal. It washed over me. Like, they put the game in, Bob and Jeff, and it installs, and they boot it up. 5 minutes later, they're just playing the game. Not like, oh, I'm hand-holding you, and this is the tutorial. The game is 0 to 60 in 5 minutes. It gets the fuck out of your way and lets you have a fun time.
What's fantastic is that is actually a beautiful parallel both of reading any Lord of the Rings, any Tolkien mythos, and actually existing in Middle Earth. Welcome to Middle Earth, bitch.
Hit the
Bye.
ground running.
What is that? Is it birds? Is it a wisp of cloud? I'll see you back at the Motel 6. Drives the van away.
This isn't Lord of the Rings aggro. This is Arizona. But Shadow of Mordor is incredible. Really fucking incredible. So I feel like the major ones we need to have a discussion about: Destiny, Smash Bros, and is Bob gonna convince us Bayonetta 2 is Game of the Year?
I don't know.
Durgan Age.
Durgan Age.
Durgan
So that's 4. We've got 4. So let's talk about Durgan Age. Do you, Aggro, you played Durgan Age?
Yeah, I played Durgan Age. I loved the shit out of Durgan Age.
Okay.
Durgan
Yeah,
Age was
how would-
amazing, enormous, well told,
You know,
honestly balanced.
I heard from Eric from GigaBoots.com, he didn't have anything against it.
Well, I mean, if it weren't for all them fucking queers all over the game.
I can't think of a detriment of the game that would make me not enjoy it. Like, I can't think of bad things to say about it at all. Only good things.
Okay.
I'm not saying it's like, it's okay. It's all right. It's not
Well,
bad.
I mean, I miss the very gritty AI control from the first game.
I don't.
Oh, I love that shit. I'm down in that if-then menu. Like, if more than 3 enemies are grouped and you're not in line of fire, then this character will cast this spell. Yes.
That's pretty awesome.
That was great.
Yeah, I never got to that part of the first one.
Now I go to the menu and it's like, stop using the fucking charge move. You're not using it right.
I hear that the AI is completely stupid. That's what I read from other people on the
The
internet.
partner AI, okay, fine. There's
Yeah.
hyperbole over. The partner AI isn't the brightest. There's not a lot of fine tuning you can do towards it. Some people would say that the combat has been somewhat dumbed down compared to the old like CRPG origins of Dragon Age Origins.
But I know there is like hard and then fuck you difficulty settings.
Yes,
I haven't
there is
tried it.
that. Yes.
So, okay, let's talk about Smash Bros.
Well,
Smash Bros is finally better than Brawl again.
Yep.
Now, which Smash is Game of the Year is my question. The 3DS one has better levels.
it does, but it's harder to
Neither
play
of them
with.
have good single-player modes, in my opinion.
I do kind of like the tension of the special orders. Those are really good for the at least single player. I mean, Classic and All Star are the same in both modes, and those are the same.
Actually, no, you're wrong.
Oh.
Classic is different in both.
You're right. My
And
bad.
neither of them are classic.
You're right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do like the special orders. Those are neat.
I'd say the special orders are probably better than most of the single player modes in a 3DS version. Just because it's like, okay, you immediately get something, and they'll kind of give you hints at what it is before you select it.
And the 3DS's levels are better, but you can just Omega mode all the levels in.
You
That's
can
true, but you can do the
that
same in
either.
the 3DS.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
Okay.
so it's kind of like... If they just said, hey, we'll give you all the new levels for the 3DS for $15, that wouldn't be a decision.
Now, the 3DS version does that cool thing where you pause it and all the models look better.
What?
What?
You haven't seen this?
No.
You pause it and all the models improve in quality. So you can,
That makes sense. Mm-hmm. I think I vaguely recall something like that, but yeah, that makes sense because it's the 3DS and
Right.
game hard.
Yeah.
The 3DS just has those problems with multiplayer, though. Like,
Yeah.
any sort of match between people cannot possibly have latency and just stalls up once in a while. It's really not as good for doing multiplayer as the Wii U version.
Yeah, from the virtue of people sitting on the same couch playing the same console, like, you don't get stalling, except for the fact you do on the Wii U one. That does happen.
Yes. Oh, my God.
There are minute freezes that happen every so often,
But
and it's not even just one level.
That is a lot more rare than the 3DS one.
Yes, that's true. Honestly, I felt like the final version of the game was pretty fine on the 3DS. Largely, that didn't happen. It was maybe 5% of matches that actually experienced that. But yeah, no, definitely playing on the same console is better in that sense.
And hardware-wise, the 3DS has the advantage of not being on the Wii U.
Yeah, so more people can play it. So
But
that's sort of...
also hardware-wise, the 3DS has the disadvantage of being on the 3DS
And needing everyone to have a 3DS.
and having that shitty circle pad.
And that...
Yeah. So either way, I feel like it's a stalemate on the which platform it's on front, because it's like no one owns Wii U's, but this fucker I know named Bob does.
Right?
So coincidentally, that worked out for us.
God, honestly, I'm like, man, so many fun games on the Wii U compared to other consoles this year. Like, Bayonetta, Smash Bros, and Hyrule
If
Warriors.
what we're doing right now is shitting on games that came out this year, allow me to be king of shitting.
Okay.
I haven't enjoyed any game as much as Brawl even remotely, so they can all go to the fucking shed and I will burn them to the ground.
You
Or
mean-
Smash, yeah.
okay.
I need a fucking subtitle to call these things
Right?
by.
Right.
That is bullshit.
It is.
I haven't enjoyed any other game this year as much as for the Wii U. And for the 3DS.
I thought it was just for Wii U and for 3DS.
Yeah,
not even
probably.
the.
For
That's
Nintendo
fucking
3DS.
For Nintendo Wii U, for Nintendo 3DS. Like they broke Resogun this year.
Okay.
The Last of Us, I was like, oh shit, 60 frames per second. Hell yes. But then I played the multiplayer again and I realized I'm a very angry person and I should not play the multiplayer.
God, that multiplayer
Destiny
was
for you
great for
became a
angry.
test from God
Yeah, what?
to test your faith.
Fucking...
Why must you inflict this upon me, God?
The bars, they won't go up.
No, it's more like I come home and it's dark and like Tosh is in bed and so are the kids and I walk in and the bed bursts into flames and I'm like, what? No! And then I run to my kid's room and it bursts into flames and I run outside and stare at the sky and I'm like, damn you, Hera! I will chase you to the ends of the earth! And then I get to be beautiful and go around the earth and do awesome
be
magical
Kevin
things.
Sorbo.
Yeah.
I was like John St. John.
I was gonna offer 15 points for the reference, but
Yeah.
Except
It's a lot like that.
damn you, Hera. It's damn you, Bungie.
It's like, no, it's more like, fucking The Last of Us multiplayer. But yeah, Destiny had some great multiplayer. I wish it had more options. I probably would have kept it if it just had that offline stuff. And if it just had normal, like, Halo multiplayer where you didn't have weird attributes to gun causing very serious
Complete
balance.
unbalanced.
Yeah, it's very unbalanced, and apparently even in the latest DLC, they haven't found a way to fix it because
I hear that the latest DLC also super upset people who worked really hard to get stuff because now they just sell better stuff than the raid gear in the item shop.
they do.
Welcome to MMOs.
which I like. You say that a lot about Destiny, and sometimes you're being a shitbag, and sometimes it's welcome to MMOs, and sometimes you want to look at Bungie and go, welcome to MMOs.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, though. Like, normally that sort of thing happens over a huge period of time, not 2 months after launch.
Yeah.
So,
How long did it take for the first expansion for WoW? I believe it was well over a year.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. So you know, that sort of console normal shooter DLC rate is weird to get power creep and MMO style going on.
Yeah.
So I'm glad I wasn't around to experience that, because whatever was left of my soul would have been bore out by that drill that could pierce the sky. Known as Bungie.
Right.
So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say for me, it's definitely a version of Smash, and there's a lot of internal debate as to which, because
I feel like Smash is one of like the purest expressions of good feeling game. And if there was an award for just amount of care and detail put into a game, like I have not been surprised by so much like, oh, that's really neat. Of Smash, I say that like at least once every 5 minutes when I'm playing Smash. Of all the tiny little details and character animations and details in the maps, we found out Rob's just in like Port Arrow, just in the background, apparently since Brawl.
yeah,
Like it's just in like we were just playing it earlier. Aggro, you're just like everyone feels just good.
Yeah.
It just feels great.
Captain Falcon is back.
yeah. I
It is really hard to argue against Brawl. Like, not Brawl. God, you got me doing it. It's the Smash Bros.
Super Smash Brothers. Jerry.
yeah,
They just need the fucking subtitle.
yeah. Smash Bros. 4,
That'll do it.
Smash 4.
Smash 4. There we go.
Smash for Wii U.
Smash Wii. Smash U. That's what it was.
No,
Okay.
you stopped.
Okay, I'm done.
That's Smash University, a very, very esteemed website. Thank you.
Okay.
Actually, I don't know.
Probably.
Probably.
It is now.
It can just be Smash Universe then.
Okay, so Bob, Bayonetta, argue your case.
Again, it's really hard to argue against Smash Brothers. Like,
Yeah.
Smash Bros. Is really good. I think Bayonetta 2 is really good, but as more I play it, the more I'm like, this isn't quite as good as 1.
But there's one right there.
I know, 1's in it. So that's the part of like, well, Bayonetta 1 was great. It's hard to...
Like fucking, I'd want to bring Second Son back up, but I'm conflicted because like I can't believe it was the best game this year, but it was really fucking good.
Yeah,
and
but
it was good when it needed to be good.
Second Son did an amazing fucking job that not enough people recognize.
Yeah.
This. Like, it did a fucking amazing job of being like, welcome to PS4. What's up?
It's the same
Here's
thing
a
with,
much
like,
cooler
Infamous
version.
1. It was like, oh shit, this is actually really fun.
Yeah. Like, it did an amazingly good job at that. The only thing I could really say against Infamous Second Son is that it's almost too good. No. Textbook. I have these lines that are just in the back of my head at all times of shitty things game reviewers have said. And occasionally they break out of my skull and come out of my mouth.
With that joystick, I just have to know.
No.
Okay.
Wait. Maybe.
Okay.
Is that the climbing didn't feel as good. For some reason, Delson just didn't grab ledges as easily as Cole did in 1 and 2.
Yeah.
He seemed to have a bit of a problem with that.
I didn't do as much climbing in 2.
Right, because there are a lot of abilities to help you get past that. Once you get Neon, it's
Neon fucking
incredible.
rules.
Yeah, and that game's beautiful.
And you find those perfect pathways to do video on.
Yeah.
And that in First Light, fucking the arenas in First Light. I
haven't played First Light at all.
Yeah, I really need to try that. Here's free next month on PlayStation Plus.
Oh, yeah?
So
That would be nice.
That would be
'cause
good.
First Light's awesome.
My PlayStation Plus just expired.
Oh.
Booted up my PS4 and went, what games do I have? Netflix. Wow. But, okay, that's cool. Were you going to say a counterpoint to Infamous?
I mean, yeah, like he was saying, the climbing didn't feel as good. It was probably on the short side.
That was 8 hours. It's about the length of Infamous, generally.
I guess I'm just more used to other open world games where it's like, no, it's going to be like at least 12.
Yeah, I mean, it goes forever in larger, more normal open world stuff, like even Prototype.
Right.
Even Prototype went longer, but I don't know. Like, that's the thing with Infamous for me. I like that Infamous 2 was the only one where the fucking things on the map I was tired of doing before I hit 100% complete. I enjoyed the shit out of 100% completing Second Son.
Oh, okay.
Just like that stuff was really fun to do.
Because
all the way to the end.
Every little zone on the map had this cool little story where you fuck up enough stuff and then you go start a fight.
Yeah, and they did a fucking fantastic job with the whole, like, when you have the big brawl with them, and he just prank phone calls them, and he's like, yeah, some terrorist is down here fucking shit up, and he has done this 5 times by now, so they're like, you again, fine, we're sending them. They just did a really fucking good job of that. The one sad thing was, you know how you did the spray paint art? I wanted to see all of them for both sides.
Yeah, that was my main reason for going back doing Evil.
And I just hit a certain point with the bad side where I was like, this isn't enough to justify me going all the way through doing all of these again just as Evil. Because you get 2 different pieces of artwork.
Right.
They're heavily modified if they aren't just entirely different.
Yeah.
So yeah, Infamous was really, really good. In fact, now that we're
Shit,
bringing
that whole
up,
spray paint can thing was just awesome.
yeah, I honestly that you expect that sort of thing to be shitty and to just be annoying, but I thought it was really fun, and the idea of the controller making the ball in the spray can sound
That was great.
is really fucking neat. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say Smash for Wii U and Infamous are the only 2 games this year that were wholly fun for me. Including the 3DS version in the Wii U version there, but whatever. So yeah, my votes are for those 2 games.
So
Other
some other
people?
games I forgot. Ground Zeroes came out this year.
I honestly really like that.
Yeah.
Like, it's super short, definitely more than it should cost, but man, that felt good.
It's pure distilled Metal Gear.
yeah,
No,
like,
it isn't.
Titus?
No,
it's
no.
not.
Yeah,
No,
because
if it was pure distilled Metal Gear, it would have been a 3-hour-long cutscene where Colonel goes insane and was never real. In fact, even the conversation wasn't real. That was Nanomachine's son. That is what pure distilled Metal Gear is. But
6 games in a movie.
mechanically, it was pretty fucking great to get to see Metal Gear in a whole new, like this actually feels good for the first time. Because Metal Gear Solid 4 feels great compared to earlier Metal Gear Solids.
right.
But it still doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel great in a AAA
I feel like
way.
4, like, that was in that weird in-between ground. Like, 2 at the time, that was great.
Yeah.
That was really cool and doing lots of stuff and felt great.
Uh-huh.
3, not so much.
Yeah.
Because it was just like, oh, we're still doing this, and it's, what's that, 3 years later?
Well, I mean, it changes a good bit over 3 and how it controls. You have the first-person mode, which helps you pull headshots. The third-person mode has the reticle to let you know what your spread of fire is.
All right.
It's pretty different from 3. You have the You have the crawling and then letting yourself flatten in order to get the camo.
You're saying
you have
between 3 and 4. I was saying between 2 and 3.
Oh, for 2 and 3. Oh, okay.
And it was just like it ran worse and stuff when it hit the 3, but was 2. I feel like they did really good job. And then 4 it just was that for middle of the road territory. Didn't quite feel like it was up to snuff with other things at that time.
It certainly didn't feel like a shooter, but then the game framed itself as one, so that's where I think it got weird.
Yeah, like the controls didn't really seem to match what the game was.
Yeah.
It was bizarre.
Whereas Ground Zeroes finally feels like they finally hit what a game that is like that should control like, in a way that really enables you to be stealthy, but at the same time feels good enough for you to be a murder box.
Grab P90, win.
I remember that run. The first run, be stealthy. Second run, Dan, I'm gonna shoot everyone and everything.
Yeah, Bob was having trouble with something, and I'm like, give that to me, give that. And then I take the controller and just run like a fucking madman, and some guy sees me, and I'm like, bah! And then we're there, and Bob's like, that was stupid, you're stupid.
The game's like, you need chaff grenades to get to this room. I'm like, bitch, do you know how many machine guns I have?
You don't even. You don't.
Wade is the only verb I have to describe my progress through all those little fuckers.
Man, but yeah, I feel like it's really hard to like Ground Zeroes for what it is. Like, mechanically, it's a great showcase, but story-wise, it's a total fucking turd.
It is.
It doesn't really hit on any notes to really make that part of it even show up as a blip.
But
Like,
Dan,
it's
they played
Deadline.
us like a damn fiddle.
They did.
Speaking of which, PT came out this year.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, it did. Are either of you nominating that for
As
Game of the Year?
Except for, like, the one vital flaw of the random number generator.
which is the random number generator.
The other
the
vital
game.
flaw of all that bullshit win condition shit.
As a pure experience, if everything goes right, that was one of the best.
Yeah,
like,
it was enormous. It
that
was amazing.
So, in theory, in an experience you yourself have never had,
in a potential universe,
Uh-huh.
this might be the
that no one we know has ever had.
It's like League of Legends. Depending on your team and their team, you'll have a great fucking time.
Actually, I just realized it's not, but it's
That's a
disqualified
lie.
by being a playable teaser and not an actual full release.
But what are video games?
What are
What
video
is
games?
art? Eric.
Art is go fuck yourself.
Word college, ladies and gentlemen.
I want to show Bravely Default up there, though. I feel like that was a really, really good turn-based RPG that we really haven't had in years. I
Yeah,
can't
it
even
was-
remember the last one of those I played.
I mean, usually when a company ignores the last 10 years of game development, everyone shits on them. But Bravely Default comes out and just gives the finger to everything that happened after Final Fantasy IX.
The thing
Because
I love
those
about,
were wrong.
I fucking love the whole idea of like Bravely Default is like, oh, we're making a mobile game, you know, it's a handheld game for the fucking Japanese market. Let's just make the turn-based games they like. And the whole world is like, that's what all of us like, you shit lords!
And then they have a press release going, "Wow, you guys really like this
sold
stuff.
better
When did
than
this
Lightning
happen?"
Returns. Weird.
How strange.
I think Square Enix has been lying to Japan about us. Like,
Yeah.
whoever the fuck keeps making Guile the main character of American Street Fighter products.
What? That same guy works at Square Enix, and he's like, yeah, no, they love lightning. They love these crazy combat systems. It tricks them. They think it's an action game.
And that's all they'll play.
That and shooters. So if the next game could just have, I don't know, a really buff Space Marine, that'd work out great.
That'd be an interesting Final Fantasy, honestly.
Speaking of really buff, some of those screenshots from 15, just abs in like every screenshot.
I am putting on leather pants and the gayest headband I can find. I'm making a frozen margarita and I'm playing 15.
Yeah.
That sounds like a hell of a live stream. Choo choo.
You just get on. You better work.
Man, that
You
game is
better work. Final Fantasy 15.
that game is not coming out next year.
No.
I don't believe it.
But
I don't think. I'm pretty sure
Okay.
they haven't said that it is.
It would be incredible if 15 came out in 2015. Okay.
It would, but I really don't think it will. That one town they showed off. Recently, they showed off. Oh yeah, and this part's still in wireframes. It's like, yeah, this game is really far from completion.
I really think
Slash
it's going to
never
come
coming
out.
out.
It's going to come out on the same day as Kingdom Hearts 3, just to see how many fires will be started.
Now here's the thing I love, right? You look at Final Fantasies, right?
Yeah.
You look at how many came out on each console. Like three if you count an MMO,
Which they do, very literally. They count it.
they do count it, but I don't.
Oh right, 12 came out on there. Okay.
Yeah. And then you get to the next one, it's like 3. Like, it gets even more questionable. Like,
14 came to the PS3 as well.
oh, that would make 4. Because there were
Yeah.
313
I know.
games.
I know.
So really, it's like 1? So it's
Are we
like,
counting all the 13 games, though?
I don't think we should.
were very phoned in for the last one.
Yeah, I'm of the opinion that should have been like at most 2 Final Fantasies that came out on PS3. So it's like, okay, so over 8 years we got 2. Or 7 years. 7 years we got 2. And then before that we technically got 3. Jesus, this is tenuous.
Now, here's this trailer for the Crystal Engine.
God, fuck those guys.
Yep.
I'm so sick of that.
How many years in a row did they do that shit?
Too many? That's how many? Too many? God, fuck.
Look, we made this really pretty trailer.
So Bravely
Who likes
Default.
Final Fantasy VII? Woo! Who likes the PC port of Final Fantasy VII?
So let's talk about Bravely Default. You guys like it.
Yes.
You guys like it a lot. Really top-notch JRPG, as I understand it. Great
Yeah.
turn-based action.
It's
Really
just-
nice systems.
It's solid. It's refined. It's not to make a Final Fantasy pun, but it is the crystallization of all that shit.
Until it gets to that last part.
Is it better than Smash?
You see, that's where you start
it's
getting it's better in different ways.
See, that's
I
like if we're
imagine.
talking about a game of the year for us as a group, then you're not going to beat Smash.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess we'll...
Although I would say
And also, I think it'll piss Warkana off
if it's Smash?
if it's Smash.
no, we'll piss her off
it's Smash
if it's
all day.
Destiny.
Oh God, no! She'll murder us.
She will appear in
And you know,
a magic
she would
circle
have the right.
underneath us and just rent us all in half, bisecting us.
I don't think you understand her view on Smash.
I don't actually. I've only ever
She
heard
thinks
her bitch
it's
about
all bullshit
Destiny.
marketing. And that as a game, you're a tool bag. Like, you're a
Has-
tool bag for enjoying Smash
she
because
never
it's an
played
ad for other
Smash?
games. I don't know. I don't know Warkana.
As for other
I
games
can't go ask her, like,
came
hey,
out
if you
10
played
years
Smash,
ago.
it's really fun. It's
Because
fun
I
as
played
its own
other
game.
games trying to be Smash. It's sad. It is Special Olympics sad.
I enjoyed PlayStation All Stars Battle Royale.
Like
I'm not
other-
saying it's
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
I'm not saying it's a good game. I'm saying I enjoyed it.
Huh?
Yeah. When he started freaking out, when Eric started freaking out and calling him Magic Boots Drake because he dropped cement from his fucking
That was
boots,
awesome.
it's fucking great. Game of that year.
I enjoyed those old Naruto games that were.
Yeah, the
jump.
Yeah, the
something.
jump games were cool. That Naruto versus DBZ one.
Oh yeah, no, I was actually talking about the Naruto
Naruto's Hero.
back on the PS2, which I
I'm
guess that-
talking about
Yeah,
Kakashi
see, here's
versus
the thing.
Vegeta.
Me and Bob have this problem all the time where we're like, yeah, those DBZ Smash games, or those Naruto Smash games, and no one ever knows what we're talking about. We realized pretty recently, none of those came to the States.
Yeah, no, I remember
We pirated those copies.
the fucking folder of Japanese games.
Yeah, and those games are really incredible, so it's kind of sad they never came to the States because the new Naruto Hero stuff is different.
yeah, it's really different, not designed in the same way at all.
Americans don't like fighting games.
They like shooters. Hey, Sasuke. Sasuke.
Sasuke.
Give me some ham.
I mean, don't you mean Sosuke?
No, I mean Sasuke.
Sasuke.
Sasuke. But in any case, yeah, I guess we're going with Smash.
And I was like, we came into this not expecting to find anything better than Smash, I think.
I really wanted it to be something other than Smash. I think Infamous is a pretty good contender, but
I mean, there are a lot of games of great quality,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
but I mean, for a game we're all going to agree on,
yeah.
It just, you've got to meet in the middle
Yeah.
on Smash.
Yeah.
Because the real game of the year isn't. You're not going to agree. It's Cookie
friendship.
Clicker.
That's not a game. It's a
It
disorder.
didn't come out this year.
Shit, when did that come out? I've lost all concept of time.
Yes.
And not like how long
When
has it
am
been,
I?
but like what is time?
How many cookies is it?
I lost track after I started converting cookies from light.
So is everyone deciding that the Wii U Smash Bros is just way better, so we're going with that one?
We might as well. It's prettier.
Amount of sheer enjoyment.
Also, it supports GameCube controller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Without console modification. So yeah, okay. Fair enough. I'll
I
allow
want
it.
to nominate the Link Amiibo.
That fucking GameCube controller. When I first saw it, it had the new Smash logo on it.
Yeah.
I turned to Dan and I'm like, this is the greatest example I've ever seen of a company just admitting something.
Yes. Pretty great. So now we'll get into individual lists of Game of the Year. I'm going to go ahead and go to Aggro first. Aggro, what is your top 3 games of the year? Like, when you look back on 2014, you're like, I had some great times with these games. What are they?
It's gonna have to be Dragon Age. Honestly, Destiny.
Yeah.
Because shit, that was fun while it lasted. And I'm going back and forth between Bravely Default and Transistor.
Okay.
Because Transistor was amazing.
Yes.
It had a lot of great shit in it. There was something weird about Transistor. There was something off about it.
When
like,
it just
right near the
ended,
end. Yeah.
and you're just like,
It's like I feel like you did a
this
great
on
job
purpose,
of
maybe.
acting like there was a story here that you didn't tell me.
yeah.
Wow.
Which is ironic because I loved it when Destiny did that.
But see, like, when Destiny finished, you had the idea of you were a small person in a big universe that may have things in it and all of these stories that have yet to be told. But for you personally, when Transistor ended, it almost felt like, correct me if I'm wrong, they just fucking cut you open and left a hole in you.
Right? Now, I guess we can gauge them this way. Transistor, its cold open is fucking amazing.
Yes.
Like, 5 seconds in, I'm like, well, let's go do everything that's going to happen here. Bravely Default, I don't know if everyone here has seen the opening.
Yeah.
Eric, you turn this game on.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, get out the AR symbol in your instruction manual. I'm like, oh, okay. It's like, place it on your desk. So I put it on the desk and I aim the 3DS at the symbol. It's like, okay, thank you. And then there's this little fucking giant, 3 feet, I guess, tall Animu girl. And she's rendered in full proportion and she's fucking talking to you directly.
Okay.
And she's like, everything's been fucked up, man. Please hear my prayer. And you're like, am I God? Is that what's going on? And then you hear fucking roars and battle going from over there. And she's like, we don't have much time. Everything's gone wrong and you have to stop this from happening. And then she she runs over to your left. So you pan the 3DS left and fucking you look down and it was my bed. My bed opens up and there's this prismatic void that she falls into. So she's like hanging on the edge, reaching up, please save me. It falls through and it swallows her. I'm like, I am 100% invested in this. I have been played and I know it. Good job, sir.
I love it.
That's pretty incredible.
That is fuck.
Maybe that was Game of the Year.
I have been pandered to hard.
They have your number. Well, damn.
Yeah.
It's a hard tie between those two.
And like mechanically, fucking Bravely Default is the beautiful quintessential of the old school. And Transistor is this amazing new take on how can we fuck with turn-based and does it super well.
Yeah, it's fucking amazing how much those two, like, you can't weigh them against each other because they're both equally valuable as things.
Right?
As
Bravely
arts.
Default's like, fuck everything after FF9. Except for you, Transistor. You're cool.
Yeah.
Stick around.
Bob, what's your top 3? And you can cheat like aggro and make it a top 4.
That mention was fucking honorable.
So honorable.
Done rand up. Wow.
All right. I'm going to pretend that Bayonetta
one's-
1 didn't come with Bayonetta 2 just to give it...
Just to be fair.
Right. Because I'm like, no. Because then just...
Because if it came with Devil May Cry 3, that would have been your game of the year.
Oh my god. Some guy in a warehouse. Why do we call it the Bob 2-pack? What the fuck is Bob?
Actually, that's Bob Tupac. It turns out Tupac's first name was Bob.
Bob, are you Tupac?
I don't think so.
Are you sure?
You tell me if
Check
you were
again.
Tupac.
Somebody get
We're
him
friends,
some crunk and we'll find out. He'll transform.
Killed you.
So, Bob, you're
Important questions.
pretending that Bayonetta 1 didn't come with 2.
Right.
And that you don't have a disorder.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm still going to say Bayonetta 2 is my game of the year.
Okay. Good job.
Righteous.
But it's... Otherwise, it would have been like Bayonetta 1's the game of the year, and Bayonetta 2 doesn't even get to be on the list.
Go to your room.
Yeah, okay, I could see that. As we were talking about in the quick play,
Mm-hmm.
like you had a lot of problem during our quick play / review of saying like that was better than 1. And as you played it more and more, you're like, this isn't balanced, and
Yeah, it's...
it gave you nothing for beating it on the hardest difficulty.
It does a lot of things. I'm just like, like it doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
Like when you get one weapon and then all the other weapons are basically useless. And-
Destiny what?
Yeah, basically.
Sniper rifle.
It's frustrating, and it's like, I still like that's my favorite genre, and that game plays way better than any other games that came out this year for that genre. And it's just upsetting.
0 of them.
All 0 of the other games that came out this year. Except for Bayonetta 1, which was way better than it, and also came out this
What did?
Bayonetta 1.
Oh, god damn it. So moving past
Moving
that.
past that. All right.
You
Let's
sure
see.
about that, though? Bayonetta 2 is better than...
I'm gonna stick with it for now. Maybe farther in this list, I'll be like, oh yeah, screw that.
Oh, this is wrong. Oh, burn it to the ground.
So many of my favorites are like, oh man, this part was amazing, and then at some point, it was disappointment.
Yeah.
And that brings me to number 2, which is Bravely Default.
Which is Destiny.
Also does that.
Yeah, okay. Should we get into why?
I don't want
It
to spoil
burned
it
you?
for Aggro, but I can vaguely talk about some of the stuff, I think, without
Okay.
spoiling it.
Okay.
There's a point in the game where you basically
Oh, I think I
play through very similar things that, like,
In a
again,
succession.
Yes,
Yeah.
in a succession. It becomes very repetitive, and it's like, okay, you can do that once. Once is magical. And then it does it another 2 times.
Ooh.
And I'm like,
You were having too much fun, Bob.
Right.
You needed to get in that, God, this is a fucking grind from old RPGs.
I guess. Maybe that's what it truly was.
My favorite moment with that was 6 hours into Final Fantasy VIII, where she just kept talking, and I was like, no, I'm just
Such a grind, that Sears girl.
fucking yes. Oh my god, there's so much text. It's a real
I
grind.
can't be hitting this X button like more than 4 times, man.
But no, okay. So what's
Fucking
your
Poor
number
Gabora
3,
in a
Bob?
skirt.
Number 3. Oh, man. I had to import Sengoku Basara. Can that even count?
Did it come out this year?
It did come out this year in Japan as well.
So that can count. My number 1's Parappa 2. Just so we're clear.
Okay.
What?
I'm feeling errors
Okay.
while you
I'm
think.
like, but how can Parappa 2 be? That didn't come out this year, did
No,
it?
no.
Okay,
No.
just checking. There wasn't a re-release.
No, this year was Jammer Lemmy 4.
Oh, man. That sounds
Vib
really
Ribbon.
good.
Yeah, Vib Ribbon did come out this year. First time it came out in North America this year. It can be on my list. Fuck all of you. So in any case,
I guess that I'm like that in Smash Bros. Because
Vib Ribbon and Smash.
yeah, Vib Ribbon and Smash. Jesus.
So close.
Both at the top of their game.
I still can't believe I haven't played that yet. You bought it, and I didn't even
Yeah.
play it.
Yeah.
I really want to.
I gotta tell you, the experience is best when just listening to the music.
Yeah, it's like he bought it, you haven't played it, I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
I think
Weird.
that you may be doing the best of all of us. Right?
probably.
So I guess it'll be Smash, and then the honorable mention will be Sengoku Basara,
Okay. Okay.
and we're all going to that 4.
We apparently. So we should move on to Eric. Eric, what are your top 3 games that meant something to you in 2014?
I would say, well, this year I only got a PS4 in the latter half, and that started with Destiny. Destiny, I feel, is on my list. I didn't burn myself out on it, and I enjoyed really my time with it. It was honestly like the first FPS console shooter that I've ever owned. Like, I feel like I think I had Time Splitters on the PS2, but my brother was way more into that than I was. But yeah, no, it just everything felt great. Hover bikes, man, for days, bro. Punching things as a Titan forever. Yeah, I really enjoyed myself. I mean,
So is that your number one?
no,
or-
it's on my list.
It's morally incorrect for it to be number one.
Yes, it is. Yes,
I didn't.
Yeah.
but most of this year was on the Vita or PC, but really not so much PC, but mostly Vita. A lot of it was older games, but like I played Tokiden. That was really good. But I also played the Ys game, the Orders of... I can't even remember that.
Celceta, Sea of Trees.
Yeah, that.
Ys, Order of Ecclesia.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I mean, both of those games, while fun, I wouldn't put as like better games. But I would say Dragon Age for me, like I went, this is what I was missing of these AAA games that I had no access to during the last gen of. I didn't have a PS3 or Xbox, but I had a Wii. That counts, right?
Motherfucking cave story.
But yeah, no, Dragon Age just what struck me most about it, because the whole game is about, starting as just a weird, like, I was randomly chosen, maybe, sure, I don't know. And moving on and building an organization.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Ys 7 or Ys Memories of Celceta,
Memories,
as
that's
it's
what it
called
was.
in the
Okay.
States. Sorry, the rough translation of the Japanese title is what I said.
Right.
First game I platinumed, by the way.
Came out November 26, 2013.
So it can't
So
be.
it- yep, nope.
Tokiden. That...
That narrowed that down.
yeah, sure did.
It went on sale this year. Does that count?
It's just very difficult to separate in my mind of what actually came out this year and what I just played this year. But as you go in through that game, you get more and more power, which feels good game-wise, but it felt harder to keep track of things, which I felt was a weird gameplay as metaphor of, like, I had more and more missions. I had to keep track of who I was allied with and why, and all my characters started getting more in-depth, and I was just like, the more power I got, the more hard it was to wield it, and I was like, this is an incredible metaphor. Thank you, game.
More money, more game facts.
Yeah. But I didn't turn to GameFAQs even once
Nice.
to this game. I did crank the difficulty of combat down to casual, though, because I am a filthy casual. Filthy, unclean. But just in terms of how sheer enjoyment, time invested, that I kept with it the entire time, and that I really, really wanted to keep with it. It felt good the whole way through, and the story it told with the characters and everything just melded together, and at the end I was spent and I was sweaty in my chair and I had to towel off. That was it for me. So Dragon Age is my game of the year.
So the order goes Dragon Age. And then...
Destiny.
Okay.
And then, if I'm going to be honest, but I'm going with games that I owned, not just played, because
Okay.
otherwise Smash would be on the list. I would say probably...
My list isn't going to
Fine.
exist if we don't count
Fine,
games.
I would put
that-
Smash, because,
Okay.
again, that game... Okay, it isn't just fan service. If it was, there would be way more, like, pandering advertising of clips from the games.
Okay, to be fair, if it was way deeper into the fan service territory, we would have another Subspace Emissary.
Gino would be in it, and there'd be
Okay.
even less clothes on
Okay,
Zero
there's a
Suit
difference.
Samus.
There is a difference between fan service and being fucking smart. Okay?
Should have Ridley and Gino.
No, you shut up. You ironic motherfuckers, get out of here. Gino should be in that game. He has enough shit on his person to fill a B move list correctly. Like goddamn Mega Man.
He does.
Most people don't fucking have that. That's why Flood is on Mario. You were saying something
I was-
before Daddy got angry.
I was saying that I think it's a threshold of classic characters. Like a certain age, it becomes a celebration of old classic titles and characters, but past a certain date it becomes, yeah, this is a little Sakurai, stop whacking off your own Kid Icarus dick, please. Also Fire Emblem.
So what you're saying is, past a certain point, it's nostalgia.
Yes.
It's not fan service.
There is literal like advertising through the Masterpiece collection, but those are almost all of those are older games in like the 80s or 90s.
But yeah, as a game, you enjoy it immensely.
Yeah, I enjoy it. It just, again, all the little bits and pieces, everything it just feels mechanically the best to play. I truly enjoy not just experiencing as a whole, but just the sheer joy of playing it. Yeah, that's good for me.
Okay.
Actually, I would say Dragon Age, Smash Brothers, Destiny. That's my top 3.
Okay, cool. A good list. Good list, everyone.
Except you. Bad list.
Too bad they're not as good as mine.
Well, they're not. But
Mine has 10 Smash Bros on it.
here we go.
Smash.
Number 1, Smash Bros. On Wii U. Because
Okay.
it supports the controller, you get that full 1080p. I want a 50-inch TV to play it on, because you get really small on some of those levels.
You do. I mean, this is the first time it's in HD. That's great. Like, that
It
is
is.
what we complained about last gen a lot. Because, like, oh,
Yeah.
man, that's the main thing
We were
missing.
pretty fucking angry at Smash Bros. On the Wii because it wasn't HD. We were pretty fucking salty about that. And like, no, like the one thing a console can provide technically is the resolution to make this game better, so you can more easily see yourself. And yeah, I feel like Smash Bros. On Wii U, it's the first time it's really been elevated from... I mean, technically the 3DS one is the first time it's been elevated from Melee. Just because of Brawl fucking it up in a lot of ways with tripping and other goddamn things, characters feeling like garbage. I fucking hate Brawl. And it wasn't for not trying. You know we played a fuckload of that back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we got everything.
I mean, even last year, we played, like... In this last year, we played a lot.
Yeah, you kept playing Brawl all the way up to 4, and it was worrying.
Well, we didn't really play Brawl, but that's beside the point.
I imagine
Number 2
it was the same reason, like, up until the release of Diablo 3, I was desperately looking for anything Diablo-like to play.
Yeah.
I was just like, I needed that fix until the actual hit.
Guys, you gonna play Torchlight with me? Should we tell him?
Sweetie, you gotta stop. You gotta stop.
There's like Titan Quest on one screen, Torchlight on the other screen. Path of Exile on another screen.
Fucking that one about Greek gods or some
Titan
shit.
Quest.
Yeah. Titan Quest. Yes. Okay. Just fucking filling screens with it. You have a problem.
Look, man.
You need grind.
I needed that at that time. That was my focus, was Diablo-like games, and I needed them until 3 came out. And then I was done after that. Until the next time.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
So
Go
number
on.
2 on my list is Smash on 3DS. Now, Smash on 3DS was the first time.
Oh, you didn't see this coming?
Smash on 3DS was the first time that we actually elevated above Melee. And it took 13 years to do it. Good job, Melee. 13 fucking years you sit at the top of your goddamn game, to the point where Daniel is now a jaded and angry adult. But finally, with the magic of Smash on the 3DS and Little Mac, that game is great again and everything's better. It's just, What, Eric? Why are you making this
Did
face?
you not expect this?
It has different levels. It's a different game, you asshole. What?
No, hang on,
Why?
Eric. Because he's out of Smash games.
He has to choose the...
I'm actually really interested.
Unless there's some, like, Facebook game
What,
he's
it's gonna be
playing.
infamous. It's gotta be that.
Number 3. It's a tie. Most people want to expect this, actually. So number 3,
We've done it twice already. I don't know.
the runner-up is going to be Infamous Second Son. Because that was really good.
Yeah.
As I mentioned earlier, just all the fucking side quests, the way it controls. I really like the combat in that. I really thought all the powers did well to change the mobility and like change how you view the environment. The fact you could set like the 1 month after it came out update, let you set what time of day it was, so you could see the environment change with the reflectance and. Oh,
I didn't even know it did that.
Yeah, it's so good because
Photo
then
mode and all that shit.
then you can do neon at night more often, and that's fucking great.
Yeah.
You're just scorching through the sky. As number 3 is Project M. 3.5 update that came out this year.
Dan, you are my friend.
That is a patch.
I've known you for years.
They retuned the game.
But I need you all to shut up. Go fuck yourself!
Well, what else is it gonna be? No one tried. Everyone's like, let's have a game with a bunch of shit in it. And I'm like, I don't have time for a bunch of shit. I have 80 hours to review Rogue Legacy and Freedom Planet, but I don't have time to play these games with a lot of fun stuff in them.
You hear that? You hear that? It's all your credibility going away. Just draining
you
away.
thought I had credibility. No, Smash the whole year.
I didn't think you had credibility. It's my job to act like you have credibility.
But yeah, no, I'm fucking serious. Looking back on this year, it's like they broke Resogun. That made me sad. I spent the first couple months this year really getting into Resogun again. What's up?
I was just trying to think of when Unfinished Swan came out.
Last year, that was definitely
Okay, I was
definitely
pretty
it was
sure.
probably this year on the PS4, but
Yeah.
it was,
Yeah, it was this year on the
So
PS4.
you can count that.
It's a port.
Kind of, but at this
yeah, none of it even brought up Last of Us.
Yeah, it's not as though someone put a patch to a game
Yeah.
on here.
Man, I didn't hear that happen. If somebody did that, he'd have to be some kind of enormous dick. Except also a small dick.
An enormously small dick.
It's like the silence is deafening.
I honestly don't know what else I would put. I just listed the 4 games I played and enjoyed this year.
Okay.
How about
say,
this?
I was
what the list was at the beginning of
Truly,
everyone.
I blame myself because I haven't made you play Lara Croft and the Marvels of Madness.
Fuck you. Okay, so at the beginning of everyone putting down their lists, my list ended with Infamous Second Son and shit. I actually just left my brain. That's how. Oh, the Mechanics of Destiny. Divested from what that game was. That was my runner-up.
Destiny's skeleton.
But then I remembered, oh wait, no.
Endocrine system.
A shitload of this year was Project M in anticipation of the new Smash. Like, that was a lot of this year. We unlocked every character again on a fresh save file on Brawl.
We did.
2014 for me was nothing but Smash. It was, when you look at it that way, it was all right. It's the playing these other games that was pretty stupid of me. Fucking Destiny, I don't know what the fuck I was thinking there. I'm surprised Race the Sun didn't come up. Did you not? It doesn't hit anywhere near.
It's too... It is good
Yeah.
for what it is, but it's too very simple and very mobile gamey and, like, not a game I'd divest a lot of time into. Like, man, I'm really, really invested in Race the Sun. No,
Yeah.
I'm not. I can't imagine myself saying that in any serious context.
I mean, I can very quickly break down Rogue Legacy is a fucking time vampire and a son of a bitch. It may feel good, but at the end of it, oh my god. Even more so than Destiny's grind, I would almost
I'm
say.
going to ask something and
Yeah,
don't
go
punch
ahead.
me.
Yeah, no promises.
When did Lords of Shadow 2 come out?
That was this year.
It was this
Was
year.
it this year?
Yes,
I don't believe
that was
that.
March. People were making the argument that they could pack Ground Zeroes with it.
Oh yeah.
Or it was
Yeah, I was worried they were going to
aggro.
I was terrified they would do it. God, this year has been long.
I seem to be the only person in this group who's very, very aware of his passing life.
Yeah.
That's why we play video games. To be unaware of it.
It's not a good reason.
Like boots it up like, this much closer to death.
Yes. Hell, I know my brother does that for a fact, but he feels good about it. That's how fucked up that guy is. But yeah, no, like Rogue Legacy, I explained that. Destiny, I don't have to say what I think about Destiny. I'm pretty sure everybody fucking knows.
And if you don't, you can listen to one of our wonderful podcasts detailing that very
we
thing.
do them once a week, most of the time, save for Sonic Month. Fucking Freedom Planet just really dropped the ball on boss mechanics, and its story was a fucking nightmare dimension of terrible.
Wow.
Yeah, and I feel like mechanically it never really felt like it invested too much in any of the one tricks it pulled per level. It really just seemed like a fucking almost novelty. is just like, here's this thing. And it's like, yeah, but you haven't done anything meaningful with it. Like, for one level, there was... Okay, so you know how in that one level in Sonic 3, that is the statue-esque Greek ruins looking place, there's the spinning top, and you can get on it, and it zooms across the ground really fast.
Yeah.
It breaks up the environment and plays into the environment in weird ways. Like there's that one pole, and you spin around the pole as you go up it, and it launches you off at a fast speed. These really clever things it did. Freedom Planet's equivalent is that you jump through this ring, and now you can dash twice in midair. So yeah, no, that game just as mechanically just fucking goes to shit. In my opinion, I can't even think of other games that came out this year. Another World was nice, but that's Another World.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a really good addition in that it renders it above HD, scales down, it looks really pretty doing it. And it was on the everything.
Yeah.
You know, PS4, PS3, Vita.
Runs on the N-Gage.
Yep. N-Gage confirmed, but unfortunately only the N-Gage QD.
Oh, shit.
Stands for quad deck.
Really?
Yes.
I'll just believe you and move on.
Okay.
Look, man, N-Gage what Nintendo don't.
I'm gonna need to hear that one more time.
Dan, I'm here to spit the truth. N-Gage what Nintendo don't.
You know what would get Game of the Year from me? If it came out this year.
What?
Gravity Rush 2.
Did you know they recently, the guy said something like, oh, next time you see it, you'll see why we haven't talked about it in a long time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that mean it's going to be like great or it's super racist?
No, that means it's going to be coming out on PS4.
Yeah, probably.
Because, I mean, no one wants to make their big AAA games for Vita.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, even Tearaway.
Yeah, I'm like, Tearaway came out of the PS4. I'm like, son of a bitch! I had like one thing to just a super hold over people.
Yeah.
Nobody cared about Escape Plan, although they showed it.
It's almost like if Shenmue came out on something else and we saw it. Let me rephrase it. It's almost like Sonic CD came out. But no, really, just Gravity Rush is amazing. Tearaway, sorry.
Yeah, both. Fuck.
Yeah, they're both really incredible. But yeah, shit. We were just talking about Gravity Rush and Tearaway and stuff like that, and I was like, man, those were both last year, weren't they? I know Gravity Rush was either
Gravity Rush was a while ago.
late 2012 or early 2013, one or the other.
Yeah, it was.
But yeah, in any case, I know Tearaway was last year, and that was pretty awesome, and so was Ys. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like PS4 wise, this year was just Destiny and a bunch of HD ports and Infamous, which Infamous was great.
It was awesome.
Infamous was fucking great.
We're just waiting for Bloodborne.
If they could just give me a fucking sign that they're like, hey, we're not shit canning Sucker Punch, they're working on something amazing.
Yeah, wait, didn't Dark Souls 2 come out this year? Did none of us play that?
None of us
I played it a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, but you can't really, like, you played, like, what, 8 hours, 10 hours?
Something like that, probably.
Right, so, like, for that game, that's like...
What is wrong with this hobby? 10 hours. I couldn't really get a feel for it.
Yeah. That's a Bob thing, let's be fair. Most people, if they don't like a thing, don't play 10 hours of it.
I mean,
But it's
I will
weird
say it was
because-
okay.
I mean, I kind of get that. I watched 12 episodes of Girls Bravo knowing it was terrible.
Bob is either takes forever to get to suss out whether or not it's good, or this doesn't have ocarinas in it. I'm done.
I mean, honestly, you are going to miss out on a lot of good games, but it's a workable rule of thumb.
No, it isn't. You shit lord.
Look, you've got Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask. What was the earlier one with an ocarina?
Link to the Past.
Link to the Past at the ocarina?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it was called a flute.
Yeah. What was the Game Boy one?
Link's
Link's
Awakening.
Awakening.
Link's Awakening had the ocarina. You could play different like tunes for fish and stuff.
So
like
that's 4 games right there.
Oh, yeah, I forgot that 2 Worlds came out this year, didn't it? No, that was last year.
That was last year.
Yeah.
That was last year. Why, Bob? What were you going to say about Link Between Worlds?
It wouldn't be my game of the year or anything.
Sir?
I mean, yeah, for that I'd have to beat up Bravely Default, and it doesn't.
Yeah, talking about consuming garbage that you know is garbage. I watched the AVGN movie this year. That was mean.
That was mean.
It's not good enough. It has creepy elements.
Yeah.
Like, they added characters that didn't need to be in it, that just have a plot line that doesn't matter at all. And they're both female, and they both, like, literally not sexually, but fuck off. Like, they both spiral off of the plot and no longer matter. And it comes off as a, they wrote the script and then at some point realized there were no females, so they added females. And then I'm watching behind the scenes much well after I'd formed this opinion and watched the movie. And he's like, yeah, I wrote this in 2007. I'm like, yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
Women didn't exist in 2007.
You want to know when women didn't exist? The late 90s. Go watch Friends.
What?
What?
But there were females.
Yeah, sure there were. Friends is the most sexist television show I have ever seen.
I know! That is fucking true. What was your example? I love it because even I've seen that episode or that part of that episode.
Like they're all at a beach house. And
Yes.
It's
Yes.
Ross and Rachel are fighting. They were dating and now they're not dating.
Yeah.
Ross brings he's got a new girlfriend. That's an old girlfriend. No, just a new girlfriend. And she comes to the beach house and Rachel doesn't like it and it's awkward and she's getting jealous. So the girl talks about, like she had mentioned, that she used to shave her head.
Oh, yeah.
So Rachel's like, oh my God, that's so awesome. You should do that again. She's like, you think I should? And she's like, yeah. So she does. And she shows up bald and Ross is fucking surprised. She's like, yeah, I shaved my head. And then she goes down to the beach and Ross turns to Rachel like, what the fuck did you do? And like, what? I just suggested it. He's yelling at her. And I'm like, why is he so... Oh my God. He's angry at Rachel because she talked his girlfriend into shaving her head and now he can't date her.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it is a deep
Wow.
knowledge and history of watching shit like that and being attacked by shit like that that makes BoJack Horseman's fake sitcom incredible.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's gonna be our Game of the Year podcast. Thanks for joining us. That was exhausting. I don't know how I came up with my list, but you guys look like you had some trouble with yours. Oh my God, they're giving me looks. Okay, bye. GigaBoots has been brought to you by the support of our producers Vincent Poverk and Cywolf via our Patreon. Consider becoming a GigaBoots patron today.